Okay, Fede, how you doing?
Doing good.
What kind of dog do you have?
How are you? The small one, I think I show it to you. It's like a street dog. It was adopted.
Street
Yeah.
dog. That's good. Cool. All right, so let's jump into it. So we're trying to get our um, easy audit to production so we can have some beta testers. We have some lined up that we can get some actual feedback, like how good it is. Although from my initial test, there's a few things that we can tweak and make it better, but it's pretty good, right? So I presented yesterday at a Python meetup. Good group of people, a lot of them looking for jobs. It's like a really tough market right now, and like the people that were there, that there are some people that are employed, and then majority of them were unemployed looking for work, and then there were the people that were had companies or in the position of hiring. They're like, we're not hiring. In fact, we're downsizing and looking to cut. So it's not looking good on that front for developers. And then I brought up the question like, what do you think is going to happen to these students that are starting their CS journey? Just like started it this year or starting it next year, and they come out of school 4 years later or 5 years later, and all the junior jobs are gone because they've been automated away. You might still have some like senior folks that come in to fix things when the AI is not doing it right, but um, yeah. And then the other point one of the speakers gave was in the past, if you came out with something new that was going to automate away jobs, it usually opened up other opportunities, right? To free those people up to work on other things. And it created more jobs, right? So it was kind of like awesome. But here it's like you create this tool, it automates the job, but the tool itself can start automating the jobs of the new things that it creates, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think we've been seeing this and it's not there yet. So
Right. That's what I'm saying. 4 years from now,
it's like,
like
yeah.
when the kid come out of school 4 years from now, it's like, oh, there's nothing here for me to do.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
gonna
think
let DPI.
you need to adapt. So this has happened before in every revolution. So yeah,
But
if
there
you
hasn't been an
adapt.
AI revolution, right?
No, but it's like the fourth, like industrial revolution is everyone
Mm,
was against machines when.
yeah.
So yeah, you need to adapt. Or
So plumbing, there's a big need for plumbers,
yeah,
electricians, roofing.
does that happen also in the US? Here it's like you can find a plumber or someone to fix your electricity, or and
They're
they
expensive.
they yeah they earn more like me probably. It's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, our next pivot is plumbing, not a SaaS for plumbing, but actual plumbing. We're gonna go and unclog people's toilets. Um, yeah, I had my plumber. I had this. I think I told you I had this tree that was breaching into my pipe, right? And so I'm the owner. I have to pay for the fix. I don't get to complain to the landlord or anything. I am the landlord, right? So uh, he spent like hours trying to figure out what was wrong. Like, why is this thing getting clogged? And then he finally ran a camera through, saw that this tree was going into the thing, and then he got this foam that he made it go through to kill the root, and then a drill to drill through it.
Oh, nice.
And so, but the problem is that the tree, the roots can grow back, right? So every uh, 3 months, I pour copper sulfate down the drain, which I don't know how bad that is for the environment, but I'm trying to prevent the roots from growing back in there. Otherwise, it's
Right.
going to cost me another like 2 grand to fix. So yeah, so plumbing I hear is
Yeah, here also the guys that install like the air conditioners,
mm-hmm.
that's like super
HVAC.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, well, construction across the board. So I'm the president of my HOA, and for us to get good contractors to do the work, they're super expensive. Like we have this one entryway. Most of the units are built properly. They have something to cover the front, right? We have one that doesn't have it covered, so water's just going down and getting onto the patio area, which is causing water damage, and it's got rot and all this sort of stuff. and then we're getting quotes for like $150,000 to put this thing on top, and like really like things that you'd be like, oh, that's maybe 20, 30 grand. Like, no, $150,000. Okay, that's a big chunk of our savings for the HOA.
Yeah, and they
So
are all like full of shove. So I don't know. I've been calling this guy to fix my water for like a month, and he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll be there. I'll let you know when I'm on my way." And yeah,
you never should. Did you have you seen the new
yeah,
South Park episode? It's
no,
on. Check it out. It's two things about it. One is where they swap out Cartman with like a black woman. Like, oh, we're gonna make it diverse, right? And we're gonna make it gay, and we're gonna make it diverse and whatnot, right? And the other aspect of the show is that no one can hire any handyman or plumber or anything of service. So the the people that have like the knowledge worker skill, lawyer, like Brandy Marsh, the geologist, they're like they go to Home Depot. So here in the States, you go to Home Depot to find workers, right? Usually undocumented workers that are trying to make a buck, hardworking people, right? And now it's they go there and everybody's looking for someone to fix their stuff, and then they're there, and then as a person drives by in a pickup truck, they're like, I'll trade you legal services for helping me fix my toilet.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
really funny episode. So check it out if you get a chance.
yeah. I
Uh,
would.
so I gave the talk about RAG. It was pretty well received. My only concern is maybe I curse too much when I give the talks. I can't do that during the Slack community. I can't be throwing F bombs left and right. You know, so I need a. I don't know. I have the First Amendment right, but so long as I'm doing it in good fun, I don't like to censor myself. Right, like I want to speak freely and stuff because cursing also adds like it's a little funny. It's gets your point across more. People pay attention when like if you use it, sparsely to do a little emotional spike. So um, gave the talk. I didn't practice my talk enough, so I didn't memorize all my stuff. So a lot of it was just like off the top of my head, and I try to make it as funny as possible. You saw my slides, so I was trying to make it like
Yeah,
like you learn something, but you're also gonna laugh, right? And yeah, I think it was well received. I'm gonna probably. I thought that they had a big agenda of a lot of speakers, but it was just like me and another guy that talked about, he's doing a software development, shop, right? You come to them for Python, whatever language.
uh,
They're doing a bunch of different languages, and they started at 30 people. Now they're down to 10 people because the demand is so low, right? So, now he's like just hitting all the meetups and trying to drum up, business and stuff. So it's tough out there right now for not just developers, but developer shops. And then, you're saying that he had like 3 big clients, and they're just like, yeah, we're going to cut this project. Like, we're tightening the belt. We're getting ready for 2024. This upcoming. We've been talking about a recession for a while now, right? Since
yeah,
2020, we were expecting a big recession. Well, there was a big dip in the stock market, but they did so much quantitative easing and pumping money into the economy that people didn't even want to work because they were making more money staying at home, collecting the unemployment than actually working. So, misaligned incentive, but they also wanted them home as opposed to out there to keep COVID down and stuff. So some of it makes sense. Trying to see if there was any other takeaways. Oh, so I haven't done a in-person like technical talk since pre-COVID. I didn't give a talk at when I came to Argentina, right? No, right?
no,
No, right. I think I just talked a little bit when we were having that event, that cool event that
yeah,
Mike set up, and then we all got like the mate. I still have mine.
nice.
Never use it because I don't drink mate, but
I
but
try to use it, and it's really hard to heal it because
mhm.
there has like a process to heal the mate, and yeah, it's really hard. I did, but it didn't went well. It turned out all black inside, so yeah,
Just
I'm not using it.
teledoc giving substandard. Containers are
I don't know
great.
why they don't say like matters already healed. I don't know why
Mhm.
they do that. But
So
yeah.
I talked to, we won't say what the news is, but I talked to a bunch of people from Teladoc, and they're super stoked about this recent news that and we're
Yeah.
not going to say what happened, but even I was just like, man, if this doesn't work out, I'd be happy to go back now. Before, because of certain circumstances, I was like, I would never, absolutely never want to go back to work there. But now that things are changing, um, I'm like, oh, actually, Teladoc's a good company. They're doing great work and stuff.
Yeah.
But this new news, I was like, now it actually would make you want to go work. You'd have to undo all the damage that was done to get to where it's at, to where it should be at, because some of the systems that were put in place were anti-innovation, anti-bunch of stuff, right? And me and you were both there going
Yeah.
like, what the hell's going on here? This is like, companies don't succeed doing these systems, right? So the next phase is going to be undo. The next person has a big challenge, or sorry, I shouldn't even say what's happening there. But yeah, I'm happy for the folks that work at Teladoc. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I have heard the news a few days before.
yeah. So yeah, I talked to a lot of ex Teladocers that left the situation because of this, and so they were like, "What took so long?" Right? So everybody's happy that things are going to change.
Yeah. I guess it's a really like expensive change because
It's going to be
you're like
expensive. It's going to be
you're
expensive
yeah.
because the next person that comes in, or not, once again, when things change, they have to unchange all the stuff, the damage that was done, right? And so that's going to be a lot of work because you've trained all these people to do it a certain way. So you have to like 180. But I think the stock is going to do much better now. Like I just think in fact, it's gone up, right? I think the low point was 15 something. It's at 17 something. It's way undervalued for how much revenue it generates. So I'm not saying it should be like 308 like it used to be. That was like, pandemic pump, right? But it shouldn't be at like $17. That's like ridiculous in terms
Yeah. It's
of
super
the
low.
valuation compared to these other companies. Like this one's as a solid business, the leader in the space, they're almost a monopoly, right? In terms of telemedicine. So if you're from Teladoc and you're watching this, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. It's a good
Everyone there,
company.
I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else has been going on? I know you're working on your presentation.
Yeah. I've been trying to. I actually found a nice tool to record everything, and then it wants me to pay to download the recording. So yeah, I need to find a different one. I'm using
Yeah,
this
you're talking about
Airground.
Loom, right?
Yeah, yeah, I might use Loom, but I found one for Windows that is called Clipchamp. I don't
For
know.
free or
Yeah, it looks good.
okay. Yeah, like you said, this should be built into the operating system.
Yeah, it should be that hard. I don't know why.
You just put a
Uh,
circle, you record the screen, you record the audio, and you put a little circle of it yourself.
yeah,
Um,
it's
it
crazy.
would destroy some companies if the operating system brought
Yeah,
it in there. And I think Loom's great. Like I've used it before. In fact, we do have it. We just don't pay for it right now.
right.
We're on the free tier, but I'd be happy to pay for it. It's a great tool, and I think in the future, as we grow, sharing that information with little small video clips is pretty important. Especially if you're showing like a bug off, right? Like I'm seeing this, just seeing it, clicking
I
it again.
I did some test runs, and it was like exactly 10 minutes to create the app, like with
Uh-huh.
no talking. So yeah, I need to.
You're
But
doing like a speed run, huh?
yeah,
I click over here, I do this. Okay, I'm
but
gonna check this a little bit out. Wait, okay, boom, 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 boom. It's 10 minutes of effort, not 10 minutes of wait time. Or not,
yeah,
yeah, does
all,
not include wait time.
and with Copilot, enabled. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I broadcasted our talk to the Reddit community for Slack. I broadcasted it to the Salesforce Reddit community. I broadcasted it to the Salesforce developer community on Reddit. So we'll see if anybody comes from there. And then I was like thinking about like, man, we've done a lot of pivots, which is pretty typical for a successful company. The first idea rarely works. You got to try a bunch of different things before you hit something. But it's funny that we tried like, so I counted, we've done 6 pivots total of what we're doing, right? So we started with upmortem, original name, right? Like keep
Yeah.
uptime with
Deep
postmortems.
postmortem.
And then we're all like, I don't want to work on this CRUD tool. Like it's just not that exciting, right? So then we pivoted to, I think it was like AI CEO when ChatGPT came out, and then talking to people, they're like, you know, no one's going to hand over the reins to an AI, especially. I think it'll happen in the future, but not right now. It's just not there yet, right? Maybe GPT 6 or 7 or something be able to do
Yeah,
something
you
like
need
that.
ACI at least. Yeah.
By the way, did you see the link, the tweet that I sent you about how Chat GPT is now going to start like doing embeddings on your conversations, and then they'll pull in that data from previous conversations. So you'll have information from outside of threads,
Oh, no, didn't know that.
which is something we want to get to, right? Where Haley knows not just within the thread she's in, but she knows all over the place and have a conversation with you. So I did meet with Professor Chang yesterday. We were discussing budgeting about the grant, and then we're talking about just research, right? So my big thing was I want to emulate the brain and then do a two-phase thing where short-term memory is RAG, long-term memory is fine-tuned training. And then he was like, you need to pump your brakes. You need to understand the tools first before. And I was like, yeah, otherwise we'd be setting ourselves up for failure. So I'm still going to pitch the big idea, right? Which is like the vision, long-term vision. We want to get to the point where we kind of have this brain that's taking in information, making sense out of it to be able to talk about it. That's long-term. Could be 1-2 years out. But short-term, we need to understand like the different tools. Like someone posted on Twitter, I think I might have shared it with the team, where they claim 128K context, right? Tokens for GPT-4 Turbo, the preview version.
Yeah.
And this person tried out different things, and he saw like, okay, it's starting to lose context here when you get to a certain size. I think it can understand up to like half 64K and understands. And then after that, it's starting to they're doing tricks to summarize and stuff like that. So we need to think of, you know, what things we want to test. Like, you know, in the beginning, we want to pretty much really understand context window, comprehension, reasoning, based off of, you know, given how big the context window is, what kind of tests can we do? Well, we know like, oh, if you do 4 commands, it does all 4 commands. But you do a 5th command, it starts forgetting the first one. Like tests like that to see like, okay, what's the real window we can keep it in where we understand everything?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you try to find a way like to do that, like to expand the memory or the context window, OpenAI is going to do it at some point. So I think it's not worth the time of implementing all of that, because what we've been seeing this on the last GPT updates. They keep expanding the context, and every year it's
Yeah.
bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like they are going to do it.
Yeah. So that is a good point, which is what we've been running into, right? We're like, oh, we did this GPT for Slack, and it's like Slack is gonna do it themselves.
Yeah.
Or, you know, OpenAI came out with GPTs and like 1,000 startups died, right? Oh, and thanks for testing out our Haley helper. I fixed that issue you found.
Oh, yeah, but it was good.
So, but you make a good point. We need to, you know, skate to where the puck's gonna be, not where it is, right? So but you can still pitch. You can pitch the vision, right? Which is like, because our we're still talking about Slack. I don't think OpenAI is going to go and do exactly what we're doing for optimizing for Slack, right? They're going to optimize.
No, yeah,
They're going to optimize ChatGPT to do all this stuff, which we'll be looking at and going like, we want that, but in Slack, right? So yeah, let me think about that, because that is a really good point, which is, what is OpenAI going to do next? What is that stuff that we would waste our time trying to implement, and then they come out with an API that would have done it for us, right? So, wasted work. So
yeah. I save, I think, a blog post that talks about this, like how to not like end up doing things that OpenAI is going to do. Let me see if I have a bookmark.
this has happened to a lot of companies that build on top of other platforms, right?
Yeah.
So if you build on Google and you do like a cool plugin that does whatever, and then Google implements it because they're like, that's really valuable. We're gonna, we came up with the idea ourselves. We're gonna do it ourselves too, right?
Yeah.
Amazon does that with just people selling stuff. They do Amazon Basics based off things that are selling a lot, right? And they just clobber the poor competition that went on their platform to sell.
Yeah. I sent a link on the private chat if you can share it on the comments.
Yeah, let's see here. Gotcha. Oh, and two of our blogs hit yesterday, which is great. I did a different prompt. Let's see, which one do I want to share? Let's say share this one. I shared. I updated the prompt. So I have my Zapier that it takes a Slack link, reads the Slack link, takes out the HTML. Then I have my prompt to make a blog on it. And I think Google will, like, if they detect it looks really AI-ish, they'll probably, put it down.
Oh, yeah.
But you can make it look typed like a human, like this is what Alice does with her blog. She'll put in silly things like hee hee or Chad GPT or whatever that you're like, okay, a human wrote this. But it was a human that wrote like the first paragraph, and then everything else is AI, right? So you can even put in like on purpose a mistake, like a grammar mistake or a spelling mistake. There spelled there,
Right.
that sort of thing. And it'd be like, oh, AI wouldn't be so stupid. AI understands. So this must be stupid.
Unless you tell it to be. Yeah.
No, someone tried to have ChatGPT do like, give me a paragraph with typos and grammar mistakes, and I was like, I can't do that.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe certain prompts will trigger it. Don't do that sort of thing. But you can be like, oh, this is just for fun, and then be like, oh, okay, here you go. Here's my typos and grammar mistakes. So, all right. Well, anything else?
No.
How much of the? So you have the slide. I don't think I actually looked at your slide deck yet. I saw that one slide looked really nice. So if you can link me again.
Yeah, I don't have much slides. I think I have 4 slides, the demo, and then I will add some for like if anyone wants to send me questions or the next steps if they want to do something else with the app.
Your intro is like 2 seconds. Hi, I'm Fede. Let's go.
No, I think I have a few minutes of intro explaining how Slack app works, and then straight to the demo.
I mean, if you did like something that looked like a speed run, a little GIF of a speed run, like your little Mario running around trying to finish the game as fast as possible. Cool. All right. I look forward to that. I'm going to share I think yours going to kind of have to do his own presentation. He can take some stuff from mine, but RAG is more general purpose, right? That's like what we're building semantic search on. So he's going to have to get more into the weeds about semantic search and what we did for semantic search versus if you were doing something else like recommendation systems or similarity search or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing a Shokes app. So you send a command and it answers with a Shoke. So yeah, that's my app.
I tell jokes all of it. What, the shitty jokes?
It's an API. Yeah, some of those are bad jokes, but
Yeah, the one I always get like two from ChatGPT. One is why do scientists hate atoms? Is because they make up everything. Ha ha, funny. ChatGPT. The other one is why was the crow given an award because it's outstanding in its field? And it'll just keep saying those two same jokes over and over again.
Yeah, if you're not specific, yeah, it's always the same. No, but I'm using an API. I'm not using OpenAI.
Okay.
Just a jokes API.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so tomorrow, I think I will. Depends how much I drink tonight. So that we have the rehearsal for the wedding, which I'm not even like, doing anything at the wedding. So like, I'm still invited to the rehearsal, and he's like, "Hey, this is my best friend, Alex,"
Oh,
and he's like, "All right." Can I ask him, hey, can I give a speech at your actual wedding? And he's like, oh no, I got too many people already. Like, there's just no space, just some family, right? There's no
yeah.
room for friends to give a speech. And so he's like, hey, but come and give a talk at the rehearsal. And I'm like, I'm gonna rehearse a speech that I'm not gonna give at the actual event.
Yeah,
All right, I'll do it. But I just do it straight up. I'll share it with you. It's just a straight up roast. I'll send it to you. In fact, give me
Nice.
your feedback. Like, tell me what you think is funny, what's not funny.
Okay.
That's like for comedy, you'll be writing it and you'll think, oh, that's really funny. And then you show it to a few people. You have to do user testing with your jokes
Yeah.
to see if they actually hit. Because in your head, like, it might work. Or the way that it might be funny written down, but when you say it, you have to do the right annotations, the right spot,
Right.
pauses, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of comedians like test their jokes on social media and then
Mhm.
use it on their live shows and do things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So which is clever. It's user testing, getting feedback, seeing what goes viral, what doesn't, and then some other comedian comes and steals it from them. Maybe there should be like copyright law for jokes. Is there? There should be, right? But you could easily change it up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think there is. I don't know. I guess
So like
it also depends on the way you tell the joke. Maybe it's the same joke, but it depends on how
the person, yeah, how you
you're
deliver
speaking.
it,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was even thinking like just for practice, for you've heard of Toastmasters.
Nope.
There's no Toastmasters in Argentina, but it's just like a club you join where you give talks and you get feedback on your public speaking,
Oh, nice.
and which is great, But I think the best thing you can do is tell comedy, right? If you can get up in front of a stage, memorize. That's tough. Also, like my roast that I'm doing of Alex, I wrote it down. I'm gonna read it. It would take me a long time to memorize the set, right? That I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. So I'm gonna be up there with my phone. I'm just gonna be reading it, and then certain things I wanted to make it look like I'm, just saying it off the top of my cuff. Even though it's like a Steve Jobs script at an Apple event,
Yeah.
right?
You
Like,
memorize like bits. Yeah.
yeah. So, well, yeah, I think even Steve Jobs, they had a teleprompter, right, in front of him, so he knows exactly what to say, or if he forgets. Uh, but if you can master stand-up comedy, you're gonna crush it in public speaking. If you can tell jokes in front of people, make them laugh, like get the right reaction out of them,
Yeah.
then you're gonna be an outstanding public speaker, as opposed to like giving technical talks and boring talks.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, I don't remember 90+% of talks I've been to a lot of talks, right? And they're all filtered out of my head. It's only the ones that you got an emotional spike. The people that I went to go see and they told some really funny jokes, and I don't remember the joke, but I remember being there laughing, or I'm trying to think like if someone made me really sad, and then I do,
Right.
yeah. Whenever remember Andy Young?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had talked about something at Teledoc. We're helping people out, and he's like really emotional about the fact that we're helping like babies out, and like that was an emotional spike for me. I was like, oh man, Andy's a good guy. He wants to help people. So that I remember, like that sort of stuff, like hits, and it will stay with you. If you're just up there telling it like matter of fact, and this is also for you, like when you're doing your speed run, You gotta be like, oh shit, I gotta go fast. Like just throw it. My time's almost running out. Like if you put in those jokes, people will remember your higher chance likelihood. People will remember your stuff in the long term. They won't even remember the content, but they'll remember how you made them feel. So whether you want to make them feel sad, I always say try to make them feel good. And laughter is an emotional spike that will stay with you. So when we do your practice talk, I want to see some jokes in there that hit.
Okay, I will try.
And I'm happy to work with you on coming out with jokes and stuff.
Okay, yeah, it's hard to be funny in a different language.
Yeah,
That's
so I
like
can feed you lines like,
yeah.
hey, this and that, and you like, did that hit? This is one of the reasons I don't like giving talks on like virtual events, is because you don't hear feedback, right? Nor do you hear other people laugh. If you hear other people laughing, you're more likely to laugh yourself. But and I've given, like we would have QBRs at Teladoc, right? And I'd have my jokes and stuff, and I'd tell them, and like I don't know if they're laughing or not. Only like some people would message me like, that was funny, dude. That was funny. All right, some people laughed at it, but other than that, I'm just like, oh, that was like I'm horrible. Like I have no idea
it's
if
like
this is
full
funny or
silence.
not or what. So I don't know if we can like add a laugh track, or maybe I'll do that. I'll add a laugh track. Like this is where you laugh, and that's also so like me and my buddy Johnny, we've given a lot of talks and stuff, and we kind of have a similar style of like joking around when we're giving talks. And so if you're in person and the joke doesn't hit, you can either say like, oh man, I need a laugh track, and that'll give you like a secondary laugh. And the one that I've used before is, can I get a sympathy laugh? And then people start laughing about me asking for sympathy laugh. So that's funny also. So if you have those in your pocket, you can still like get a reaction out, even though your joke was like a dud, which you should have tested ahead of time to make sure that it was good. All right, Fede, I'll let you go. I know there's lots to do.
Yeah.
Good chatting. No stand up, just on Slack. So just post on
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Bye bye.